Everybody, today is cold and rainy and windy, so we got to do something indoors. So we're going to some place that's windy indoors. Come on. So the place we went to is called iFly Indoor Skydiving. We went with a group of, how many of us were there? Seven. There were seven of us. We went with your cousins, and when you first arrive there, they weigh you, so that when you get into the wind tunnel to do the indoor skydiving, they know exactly how much to turn the fans on. When you were in there, the wind speed was about 82 miles per hour. But the guy right before you, who was much larger, his wind speed was up to around 111, 112 miles per hour, just to be able to lift him at the same way you were lifted. Before we went into the tunnel, they had a little orientation meeting in another room. And because the wind fans are so loud, when the instructor who's in there with you needs to communicate with you, there are hand signals that they use. There were 4 hand signals. One was to straighten your legs, which is that. One was to bend your legs, which is that hand signal. One is to keep your chin up, and that's a finger pointing up. And then the other one was this, which means to relax. And I think at some point I had all 4 of those hand signals given to me. After the orientation, they showed us this video that was, the audio was out of sync with the video part, but that's all right. We got the gist. They took us out to get our indoor skydiving outfits, which consisted of a jumpsuit, I guess is what it is, like coveralls.
Big onesie.
Yes, a big onesie, and on it were handles, which you'll see when I show you the video of us in the wind tunnel. The handles were for the instructor who's in there with you to grab onto you, because you'll see. Also, you get earplugs, because it's very loud in there.
Windy.
You get goggles, and you get a helmet. Once everybody was outfitted and the previous group was done, they lead you into what is like a dugout where the team sits. And one by one, you go into the wind tunnel with the instructor. When you stand in the door, when it's your turn, you stand in the door. And he said, just kind of lean forward into the wind tunnel and start floating.
Like a forward trust fall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as a matter of fact, he said that, didn't he? Did he? I don't remember. Somebody said it. Aiden was really good at it.
Of course it was.
He was a pro. When you first hopped in there for the very first one, what was your initial Like, what were your thoughts?
It's windy.
It's windy, but
It was really windy.
And were you nervous before you did it?
I mean, like, as the last guy was going and he was popping out, I was like, oh, it's my turn. My heart started to pump a little bit because, I've never done it before, so. Yeah. But once I was in there, I was like, oh,
I wasn't nervous. Were you, did you have fear at all?
No.
No, I didn't have fear either, but I had, and I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I had a nervous energy.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't afraid. I really wanted to do it, but I had this adrenaline pumping. I was the last one in our group to go, so I had the benefit of watching everybody else and what they were doing wrong and trying to learn from that. But I still... Our group package included 2 one-minute sessions in the tunnel, which, when we first got there, does not seem like a long time. 2 minutes in there? And, for the price, it seems like there should be a lot more. But I will tell you this, when I was all done, that seemed like the perfect amount of time for me. I didn't need any more time in there. An option that you can get is for $10 more, you can get what they call a high fly. Is that what they called it?
Yeah, high fly.
A high fly, which means that instead of just floating in the wind tunnel and mimicking a skydive, the instructor will grab onto you and he will cause you to raise up. And you went up about 25 feet, something like that. You'll see. So we all did that. Everybody in our party did that, and it was worth it. For just $10 more, that was very cool. What did you think of that? What was your experience with the high flying?
Well, they did it 3 times, so you went up and then you spun downwards like a corkscrew, and then they would do it 2 more times. And I think that was probably about enough to get the experience of a high fly.
instructor is in total control of his body while he's in there. It's
100%.
It is insane how good those guys are at that. To me, it's kind of akin to skateboarding. If you've never skateboarded before and you get on a skateboard, you are nervous and you're barely doing anything and you're stiff, and it doesn't take much movement of your body to make something happen on the skateboard, and it's just like that in the skydiving tunnel. Because like I said, when you bend your legs, that does something. When you lower your chin, that does something. Your hands are like this. If you want to turn, you do that with your hands. That causes you to turn. So all of that you have to keep in mind while you're doing this. And then the instructors, it's like they were born in there, those guys. And we know that because after all of us in our party did our turns, they hop in there and they do a demonstration. And it was insane. We have a bit of that in the video too. One thing I noticed that when I got out of the wind tunnel, I could feel it in my hips for some reason. I guess because it's an unnatural position. My body is never in that position. Did you have any soreness or anything?
No, I didn't. I was a little tired after it, though.
Yeah, because you're working. You really are. I don't know how those instructors do it. They had to corral all 11 people in our party twice. So that's over 20 minutes of doing that.
And then they do something after.
And then they do their own Cirque du Soleil demonstration at the end, and they were totally fine. After 2 minutes of him holding on to me, I was wobbly and shaking, and it was funny. Those guys were amazingly in shape.
And every single one of them had super long hair, so if you want to get employed, you gotta...
I guess so.
You gotta start growing that out.
Yeah. Very nice. They were all very nice there because they want you to return. A scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the experience?
2 or 9.
9?
9.
It was up there. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I'd say 8.
8.
It was a lot of fun. I was glad to have the opportunity to do it. Is there anything else that was worth mentioning?
There is, for like a $20 more, there's like a VR thing. So if you wanted to like skydive over the Swiss Alps or something, you could plop on a helmet with a VR set and soar.
Yeah, we didn't feel the need to do that.
Yeah.
But that might be a cool option. You know, after you do it so many times and you're just in that glass cylinder, to have that VR to make it feel like you're actually skydiving, that might be cool. Oh.
I think that's about it.
That is about it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you found it interesting.
So the lawnmowers found it super interesting. They are coming over here with their lawnmowers.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.